Thursday. Technically, it's the weekends getting started. Got my next client coming in. Tell you something, man. This right here. Dope razor holder, man. Something different. You know, this is a dope one too. This for my my feather razor. Got that big boy razor. And I got, you know, my old traditional, you know. You see that razor? See the difference? And I got this one. This one good for like designs, everything like that. Yeah, dope. What's up, my guy?
What's good, man?
How you feeling?
Good, how are you? Crappy day out today, man.
Crappy?
Yeah. I mean, it just wants you to, you know, stay in bed all day. How are you?
You know, nothing much, man. Just doing the same old typical workflow.
I feel that.
Typical workflow. Live on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That.
He said that. Yeah, I was just on live. I forgot. You probably will. That's okay. I won't start over. Just keep it going. I was just talking about the barber stuff.
Yeah.
Life in general. You know?
I get that. Love it.
What you got planned, man?
A couple of Christmas parties this weekend.
Company?
So we have, it's my girl's job's Christmas party. And then a
Do
friend's
you
Christmas
enjoy
party.
Christmas party, or it's kind of like
I don't.
nobody never say they enjoy
I
Christmas
don't.
parties?
I was so ready to leave like after 30 minutes last night. I had a beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's
you
a
know
small
when you
talk
have,
for
you
me.
know
what
when
I'm
you
saying?
go there, you just have a beer. You
Right.
don't even have a real drink.
Right.
You're just like, yo, I'm letting know I'm trying to do something.
She looked at me at 30 minutes. She's like, "You ready to go, aren't you?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I am."
Where you had it at?
It was like right by downtown RMC. It was at the bar. It's a brewery. It's a brewery. It's maybe like right by RMC.
Oh, okay.
And
You keeping the waves thick? Or
we're gonna come down a little bit.
Come down a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna come down a little bit. It was alright. It was alright. But it's the small talk for me. It's just like, I don't have to do a lot of that at work. Why am I gonna have to do that? Subject myself to that outside of work. The only bonus, the only plus was that it was an open bar.
Hey man, can't beat that, man.
Right.
At least you didn't have to pay.
Exactly. The only downfall was that they had no liquor. It's just beer. So.
Oh, that's why. Oh, I get it now.
Right.
I get it now.
Right.
We'll do the beer thing. We say they don't pay. They're gonna drink all this yeast.
Right. So that's why.
Pissing all day, bro.
Exactly. You have to drink so much beer, man. That's not how I roll. That's not what I'm into, So yeah, I have a friend's Christmas party tonight.
Yeah.
And then I think there's maybe one.
What about family? Y'all got any good for family?
My family, we did Thanksgiving this year, so
that's pretty much
legit, man. family said in Michigan, I'm not going.
What about her family? You going for her family?
I'm working. I'm on call on Christmas Day, so.
Oh, okay. You can't really plan too much.
I gotta stick around here.
Is that low enough, or you want to lower?
We can go maybe a little lower.
A little lower? Yeah, okay.
A little lower. It's been a kind of an interesting week. We've had
I'm talking about the job.
yeah, man, like we've had a couple of deaths.
Wow.
Which is not very common for the cath lab, you know.
So it's during the procedure.
During the procedure, yeah, the patient
Tapped out.
Couldn't get him back. So.
It's
Yeah,
hard, man.
it is hard because
you gotta give it's supposed to be it's like an outpatient procedure.
Exactly. A lot of people are outpatient procedures. They come in, you know, they expect to be going home the same day, and you know, that conversation with the family is always pretty hard. You know, that phone call. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, like it's like I've gotten to a point in my career where it's, you know, before I really liked the thrill, I liked the, and I thought for a long time, maybe I was naive in thinking this, but I thought for a long time that I could separate myself
from the, you know, the tragedy that can happen in the work field.
Right. And I think just like especially
Human,
over
man.
the last couple of years.
Just trying to separate that, that's
it's,
you know, when you have morality filled for people,
100%.
that's why I said I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was talking with my manager this week, and I was just
Did
like,
y'all get
listen,
counseling?
man. Yeah.
Okay.
You go through debriefing and stuff because you know she realizes the importance of it, and you know, to help you process everything. But you know, I was straight up with her. I was like, listen, man, like I just from everything that I've been through the last couple of years, you know, with COVID and working in emergency rooms, like I don't have much left in the tank when it comes to those types of experiences, you know. So it's like, I don't know.
You know what? It's different. Yeah, if I'm looking at it from a logic perspective, the reason why it hits different because these people coming in prepared to go under. It's not like an emergency, like.
Right. That's different.
That's different. Like they coming in with tragedy, like you trying to save them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But if like, you know, I went to pre-op, I picked them up, I met, you know, her husband, and you know, it was just like, all right, you know, I'm gonna show you the waiting room, you can say, you know, your goodbyes, we'll see you in about an hour or so. You know? And that was it, man. Like,
and what kind of procedures are these though? So
these are, a lot of them are you know, patients have chest pain, you know, when they're doing their thing at home or whatever. People come in and we'll check out the coronary arteries to see if they need like a stent, if they have like a blockage. A lot of times these people have like, you know, pretty tough to reach and get, pretty tough to reach areas where these blockages are in the coronary arteries, and they become pretty high risk procedures. And so, you know, anything can go wrong.
Yeah.
Anything. So, a lot, and just this.
And what's the average age?
Oh man, we're seeing younger and younger, man. We're seeing like low 30s, mid 30s. You know, and then obviously up as old as you can get, really.
So what's the lowest you can get? Like, what's the lowest?
We've seen we stunted a 33-year-old.
Wow.
You know, but it's like with the diets these days, you know.
Are they because they're overweight or just
overweight and, you know, not really taking care of themselves? You know, chronic smoke. You know, people who started smoking in their teenage years. People who
but usually it leads to something from what they go into.
Absolutely.
It's not just natural.
No. These are lifestyle choices. These are what we call modifiable lifestyle choices. These are not like hereditary issues. So, you know, you start smoking in your teenage years, don't ever really stop eating junk food. You know, you eat fast food every now and then, whatever. Some people eat them, eat fast food 3 to 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's eventually going to catch up with you. We're just seeing a younger and younger population of the cat life. So, but you know, you have other things like high blood pressure, diabetes, and that all affects your coronary arteries.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I'm sure you heard already, but like Twitch,
What's that?
the black guy in Ellen,
Yeah.
committing suicide. Like, man, it's just.
I was telling, the guy was talking. I was talking to McCullough. He just left, and I was telling him that a lot of time, man, we don't have no outlet, bro.
Right.
You know,
It's true.
men.
It's especially true for men, man. It's like this.
And he's probably in a, certain environments that's uncomfortable, man. When you, I don't know, man. It's like it's harder when you always a minority everywhere you go.
It's true.
And you got to always adapt. So.
True. And then the lights come on, the music turns on, and you have to put this smile on your face.
Dang. Hey, I felt that way, and I was telling the man that just left. I felt that way in other shops when I was just like the only black dude. And I'm like, it's like it's not really my type of flow going
Right.
on.
100%.
So what? It's kind of uncomfortable just showing up.
That's a you feel alone even though you're really surrounded by people.
Yeah.
That's why I was telling one of the docs this week. I realized that every single person in the lab that we were working together, everybody was Hispanic. And it really hit me. I was just like that made me feel so proud. So proud. I wasn't the only, Latino in the house. Like my entire lab, all 5 of us working together, taking care of this patient, we were all Hispanic,
Which is comfortable working like.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, And I don't know, like I've never experienced anything like that anywhere but Florida.
That's why it's a big. That's why it's hard to leave, man.
Yeah, man, it is. It really is. The diversity here is just. Granted, like we're Spanish from all sorts of different countries, but just the fact that there's a commonality there, it made me feel really good.
That's a really good. It's like you're not dreading going to work.
Right.
So you get like, just culture-wise, something you just get. You don't have to say it. You know what I mean? You just
100%.
cool.
Yep. This is probably the first job that I don't dread going to work to.
Yeah. First job?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Like working in the ER, man, making more money than I've ever made in my life. Travel nursing and
it still was not it.
like, man, I was at my lowest for sure. Like, I remember thinking, if I got out of this car walking to work right now, and I get hit by a car, I'm good. Not to deal with these bitch asses yelling, screaming, cursing me out. All the docs asked me to translate because they don't know Spanish. But now, took hell of a pay cut, but
Sanity over everything, man.
absolutely. Absolutely. What about you? What you got going on this weekend?
I'm just right here, man.
You going to the parents' house for Christmas again in Georgia?
I don't know, man. It's gonna be right here, buddy. It's gonna be right here, sir.
Yes, sir. I feel that. Oh, Mom, Dad. I'm staying right here. Y'all can come down if you want, but
Yeah, it's right here, right here.
I do not be going to Michigan.
Ooh, Michigan? Oh, that's cold, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's where we got the wind chill in the negatives, man.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
You get up in the morning, you're looking for your car out in the street, and you're like, where's my car at? Is that all the cars are buried in snow, man? No, I'm good.
Do you not one day say you just go there for one day, that's Christmas, and come back? Is that?
For work?
Nah, for the holiday. Would you be cool with that?
Oh man.
Or you know what? I don't need to see no snow
You
period.
know, I really don't care for the cold, man. I hate being cold. Like, I grew up in Michigan, man. So as soon as I graduated college, I threw up the deuces and moved. I have not moved back, nor will I be back anytime there's snow around. So in the summer and fall, you know, I'll definitely swing by and come through, but I just don't care for the snow.
Yeah, man, my nature, man. We hot nature, man.
Mm-hmm.
It has been break for for the guy to DJ Twitch just to like did he try to reach out? That's the question.
Right.
He had to really reach out, or he just said, you know what? There's no purpose of reaching out.
That's I don't know, man. He felt so alone he couldn't. I don't know.
You know what I was telling people? Not telling people, I was telling people. It's kind of weird to me that you post as if you know him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a lot of people take their life every day.
Right.
You don't post them.
Right.
As if they work the same way. Life is a life, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't glorify when somebody take your life.
I know.
It seems like when you do that, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. All the attention afterwards, you know.
Yeah, all the attention.
Condolences, yeah.
He's getting all that afterwards when he needed it when he was here.
Right. Right.
It's like he needed it. So he needed all that love when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Say it's okay, man. It's okay to not know.
Right.
And then my question is, a lot of times when people reject it when they seeking help, people tell them it's gonna be okay or it's not that serious.
Right. That's probably the fear, but
Do I go through things? Yes, I do.
right. We all got demons. We all do.
Do I feel that I will be judged at times sometimes? Yes, I do.
100%. As a minority, as a man, the odds are against us.
So what's the so what should we do, man? That's the real answer, man.
I think the biggest thing for me was well, for one, I think my folks, I talk to my folks very often, maybe like once or twice a week. And my mom could pick up on it real quick, because nobody knows you better than your folks.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, if you don't want to talk to me, you need to figure out somebody to talk to,
Real quick.
Right. Because, it's a rabbit hole, man. And
I remember I told, this is when I used to talk to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I told him something personal.
Yeah.
Right? And he came back and used it against me.
Wow.
Right?
That's a wound right there, man.
So ever since then, since he did that, I can't look at him the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he come back and throw it in my face.
Mm-hmm.
I can't look at you the same no more.
No. That'll be the last time that ever happens.
So,
yeah.
So anybody ever throw something back in my face, rather than tell them personally, as far as a vulnerable state or why I can do something or why something happened, and you use that as a way of, I don't know, to get back. I don't look at you the same.
No, 100%.
And that's anybody, man.
Yeah.
I just don't tell them, but I don't look at them the same.
Right.
So why you? I think you're gonna do it again.
Right. Yeah, you have to be very careful. But family, that hurts extra. Like, even more.
Man, this dude right here, out of all people.
Right.
I said, dang.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could imagine if someone were to open up to your parents like that, or their dad or their mom, and then have it thrown back in your face.
Yep.
That right there would be like the final nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? For some people. It takes a lot
to open up about stuff, bro.
Right. And to be able to do it over and over and over again after,
In my mind, I say, dude, what's one thing I know? I can't do it with this person. Me, I think like, who can you do it with? People think I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, if I can't do it with that person that's supposed to be, who can I do it with?
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to connect with a therapist. And he was Jewish, but Jewish descent, but not religious.
Right.
But if he could be if you wanted him to.
Yeah, yeah.
You
If
know.
you wanted to go that route.
But at the point in time in my life, you know, I was raised as like conservative Christian, and like I was just like, listen, man, because that's one of the main reasons I never went to my parents with any of the problems, because their solution to everything would be like, well, you gotta get on your knees and pray.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God.
And I was like, listen, man, like that's great and all, but like where I'm at, I need somebody to
break this down.
Right. And so this brother, man, he really opened my eyes to how my upbringing and my childhood has such a huge impact on how I process and how I deal with stressors in my life, and how I process things. And it was really eye-opening for me, because I thought I had a very good and well-balanced childhood. And he really opened my eyes to how damaging a lot of those experiences were. And how it wasn't fair, really, to me.
Do I have to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, after like I shared, because, you know, obviously they always ask, you know, what your childhood was like and how your upbringing was like. He was like, I want to offer my condolences. And I was like, hey, yo, that's heavy, man. Like, and you know, and that's not to blame my parents.
They only know what they know.
Right. Because my grandparents did the same damn thing.
It's a cycle, man.
Right.
You only know what you know. They're taught to think that's
Right. You know. And so, my parents don't believe in therapy either, man. Like, they think it's like, you know, voodoo, juju stuff. You know, it's unnecessary.
You know, sometimes the reason why therapy is good, because the person that talks to you is thinking a lot of no emotional attachment to the situation.
Absolutely.
And not biased, because your parents gonna be biased how they raise you.
Absolutely. 100%. So, I don't know, man. It took a lot. And to this day, they really don't know like how much therapy I've had, because it's just not really worth going
One thing they don't need to know.
Right. It's really
Sometimes you gotta say them from their own, like, sometimes you're the one resetting the switch.
Right.
Okay. You know, they don't know that. You know, so. See, I never had a switch to set, because my parents didn't raise me at all. They didn't, you know. I just see them. They was there, but they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Are you always living with their parents? They never try to. They always living with their parents.
Wow. That's very common these days, man. That's becoming more and more.
But then, you know, your grandparents raised you just to get you by.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the difference. Like, when they raise their kids, they like, okay, this is my kid, I'm gonna put out.
Right.
But when it comes to grandkids, they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna have to try to save them from my children. It didn't hurt me.
That's true.
So it's a different thing. And you can tell, sometimes grandparents be like, They get tired, man, they're older.
Absolutely.
They don't raise their kids. They're like, yo.
Yeah, man.
So.
You know, at the end of the day, you're going to after school programs and.
Yeah. I didn't even do that because they ain't, you know, they didn't want to do that.
Right.
They didn't have the access to do it.
Yeah.
Because
well, that's what my mom was telling me the other day. Cause she goes to, I think I told you this before, but she goes to all the public schools and with teeth, cleans kids' teeth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She tells me that the resources that these schools have, man, it's sad. It's sad. Like you go to you go to these private schools and they have like the counselors, they have like the nurses, and they have like a full psychological team to address like all these problems.
Anything that happened to the
yeah. But all these other kids, man, you go in public school, you're dealing with all that shit alone, man. You're on your own. So it's just a vicious cycle, man. Unfortunately.
Good thing you got counseling, man.
Yeah, I realized that it was an important step in my journey just because, you know, it's like if I don't, I'm just going to continue the.
Yeah. A good thing you did before you had kids, because you would never have time.
Damn.
You know
That would have been.
That'd been crazy.
Oh my goodness.
You would have forgot about it and just did the.
Yup. Your kids take priority, right?
Yeah.
Take over your life.
Yeah, mine do.
I don't know how y'all do it, man.
I don't mean either, bro. I just. I don't know, man. And then I don't want to just not know, you know?
Right.
Not knowing that you just, you know, winging it.
Right. Right. Right.
Because right now I'm winging it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. There's books out there, but they don't really.
The books is the base, but every child is different.
That's
why when I had one child, then I had my other child.
Yeah.
Well, my wife had it, not me, but.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna take that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna take it. You know, nowadays they kind of.
I feel that.
Yeah. So I give her.
My pops would beat my ass, but then he realized that really would have worked with my sis, you know. So they didn't really.
Yeah.
They really didn't do that to her. You know? They took things away from her, you know. Which, you know, it's just. I don't know. I'm seeing that now, you know. But like you said, it's different, man.
It's different, bro. It's different, man.
That's crazy. I don't know. Having kids, man, that scares the hell out of me.
I'm still scared right now. I'm scared right now. Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to walk out the door on their own one time, you know what I mean?
Right. That's true.
You know how that thing is, man.
Yeah. That's true.
That's that. I'm scared of, you know, the world, man. I'm scared of the world.
Yeah. The world is brutal. I think, like, it made me think during my Twitch passing. It really made me think very hard about my life because Twitch, from the outside looking in, it's like you had everything you could ever want. Money, family, kids, wife, you know, wealth, fame. So what was missing, you know? So it's like when I turn around and look at my life, it's like, okay, I live comfortably. I can get my cut every 2 weeks. I got a nice car. I got a nice place. I got a girlfriend. I ain't got no kids. You know? Why is there that
That missing piece.
Right.
Is it a void? Is it a hole within that you're feeling, or?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, why? What you think is missing?
Right. Because at this point, it's like I was making hella money. I wasn't happy.
Yeah. You done did. You don't put yourself in every position
Right.
and try to think.
Right. You know? So I really have to start digging deep, because for a while I thought, man, I just need to work harder, I just start making more money, I need to blah, blah, blah.
And you did all that. You took you thought all this would be the problem solver.
Right. Right. But I think there's
But
a
it's
lot
not.
of, I think there's a lot of people where I'm at. You know?
Oh yeah.
And you know, I do feel fulfilled on the job when I see the actual change I'm taking part in people's lives, you know, with, you know, saving their lives after they're having a heart attack or something, you know, and we get a lot of heart transplant patients, so we see them, you know, often, you know, once, a couple times a month, and it, you know, for years, and it's like, I had a small little part in that journey for you, and that's really fulfilling. That's really satisfying. And I can find, you know, peace and gratitude in that.
Yeah.
And maybe I have to be. Maybe I have to become, you know, a little bit more. Maybe I have to learn to become satisfied with that. I don't know, man.
Or a lot of times just like inner peace, man. We don't focus on that.
That's true, man. There's so many distractions.
So what's not giving, what is disturbing your peace?
Right.
That's the root of the problem. It's not that trying to figure out what you have. It's like what's disturbing it.
Yeah.
Why you feel this way? Is it something that happened?
Right.
So you have to find that root of, that's the problem. What is disturbing your peace?
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not what you're doing, what you have. It's definitely not money. It's definitely not,
Right.
you know.
That's true.
And something that could be, do you really have an understanding of your spirituality? Maybe that's mine. Maybe because you feel like you're just existing.
Right. Just another number.
Yeah. And if you feel that way, then that's not, you know, that's not content. That's not peace.
Yeah.
And you got to feel like, why does you? What make us matter?
Right.
More than just, you know, success of the world and these, you know.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So a lot of times that could be.
That's a good point. I think also society is perfectly manicured to disrupt your inner peace.
Yeah, they need that. It trickles down. You know why? Because everything has a bill attached to it, right? This is what I learned how to look at. If everybody didn't have a disorder, a lot of these careers wouldn't exist. Right? So the reason why the medical field in America is so large in medicine, because they need us to be what? How can I say? Disobedient towards ourselves, eat the wrong stuff. So it's all like a effect, because other countries doesn't have the access to the how can I say, the not so good food, like the sweets and all that.
Super processed, highly processed, genetically modified.
Yeah. So the reason why we have high medical rate is because of the foods.
It's true.
That's why we need a healthcare system here, and other places really don't, man. So I think a lot of times, you have a lot, right? But you always try to look into the person that's above you.
Yeah.
You know, so
True.
it calls they say suicide for the fortunate.
Right.
More people don't do
They're
suicide.
right. It's true.
What we consider poor by saying it by
Right.
bank account materialized,
Correct.
but it seems like the less people have, the more or less trauma they have. The pressure of society to once you start to adapt to how society judges your status, it's never good enough until you always working towards more. A bigger house or a bigger
Right.
that becomes
It's so true.
stress.
It's so true. Yeah, I distinctly remember I was in school, and for the nursing program there was a medical mission trip we went on to Honduras, and we were staying at an orphanage, and right next to the orphanage there was a small little hut, and this guy lived with his chickens, and literally, Roy, his main job was whipping out a box of eggs every day and just like setting it right in front of his hut.
Oh,
If
wow.
he sold his eggs, like, you know, he had some money on his table, food on his table. If he didn't,
Be cool with it.
right. That's it, dude. That's it. Like, he ain't got no TV, he ain't got no car. That was it, man. There's beauty in that simplicity of life in a way. You know, you don't have all these subscriptions trying to tap your bank account every week. You don't have all these people trying to holler at you, trying to hang out every weekend.
When you hang out, you gotta spend money to hang out.
Right. You know. Right. When my family and I, when we were in Costa Rica, there were a couple of dudes that I ran into, and I was like, y'all are definitely not Costa Rican. And they're like, no, man, we're from California. I was like, well, what are y'all doing down here? Y'all look like you settled down here, for real.
For real?
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah. We gave up the rat race life.
Rat race life.
Rat race life. And now they're just year-round, what is it called? They teach tourists how to surf. That's it. And they got themselves a little apartment right there on the beach. And that's it. They have like a little table, a few surfboards, and it's like, hey, $50, we'll teach you how to surf.
Yeah, because it's not really no
I was like, that's it? That's all y'all do? Like, yeah. Like, I mean, damn, man. Like, oh man, like, I think poor people don't have that choice.
poor people don't got that choice.
They don't have that option to. Not to say that they're poor, but they may be
materialistic. They are
poor,
materialistic.
but with the satisfaction of life and the
Yeah.
fulfillment of life,
They
are
enjoying what God created for them.
right. They are
You know.
wealthier than many of us will ever be.
Yeah, they really enjoying what God created, man.
Because the dream my parents told me, it's like, oh, you gotta go to school, you gotta go to college, you gotta get a job. Like that dream, that's no dream, man.
That's hard work. You got people that don't even do that, man. They living that good life on the water, eating that fresh fish. They catch their food probably. They catch their food. While we
fresh out of that water, man.
man, listen. Huh?
Fish sounds good right now.
Man. Yeah, you right though. It does sound good.
Coconut, red snapper.
Woo! Bro, that's what I had at Ocean Prime.
Woo! Ocean Prime is damn good.
Man, I took my wife for her birthday Monday.
That's a nice spot.
Yeah, it is pretty dope. They had some good food. The only thing it was that bill after.
You said happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Woo-wee.
Oh, happy birthday. Man, the bill was like what? 400. $400 dinner bill.
For dinner, man.
$400 dinner bill, bro.
But she enjoyed it though.
Oh yeah, took some dope pictures. I'll show you. She said don't post it because she won't post it.
It's fun to do that though, man. Like, that was kind of good.
She said don't post it. I said, you want to post it before me? You know what? You right. Your picture, your birthday. Yeah, I post a lot. She don't post at all. So. Lighter. You know. She ready to come down here. That's that lighter. So, dude, I got one of them lighters for the candles.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I mean,
before it was all backed up.
It's all backed up.
You know, I started trying to people start acting a fool.
Yeah. You're right. That's somebody calling on the phone. Next. Calm down now, man. See, that's why you got, I think we all need like a male partnership or somebody we can call that can relate to what we're going through.
Oh, absolutely, man. I agree with that 100%.
Cause sometimes talking to women ain't it, boy.
Nah, man. Mm-mm. That ain't the move.
Men can't be saved like we want them to be, you know what I'm saying?
So there's that series on YouTube with what's his face? They're like a couple of NBA players and football players.
Mm-hmm.
Black dudes. They sit around the circle. And like I think LeBron has something similar. They sit in like the barber chairs.
Yeah.
You know,
HBO. He got down on HBO.
Yeah. But on YouTube, I think it's a football player. He sometimes shows up on the Stephen A show, or First Take
okay.
sometimes. But I agree. Like, you know, they to be able to show vulnerability with your brothers that's a big deal. You know, you don't have to keep up that came into that idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that Roy length for that beard, man. It
Man,
won't
you
grow.
damn. Boy, you damn. Man, you damn, man. Yeah, I was gonna fool your mind. Boy, you damn, my man.
It's coming in. You make it look a lot better.
Yeah, damn, boy.
Sir. Nice. That is nice.
One guy asked me yesterday. He said, "Hey, do they think you Muslim because I got a beard?" I said, "What? What I gotta do with being a Muslim?"
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's cool.
He said, "What's that got to do?"
That's why.
What's that got to do with me?
That's hilarious.
You ever think you Muslim? I ain't do you too, bro. I said, "Boy, this is how you think, huh?"
That's funny.
It's okay.
All right.
We done.